In the last lesson, we talked about returns to scale. And essentially what we said is that returns to scale measures the impact of a proportional change of the amount of inputs. So if we add, say, 50% more inputs, what is the percentage change in output that we're going to get out because of that increase? Then we also define short run and long run. In the long run, we say there are no fixed inputs, only variable inputs. But in the short run, we said we can have some fixed inputs, or some inputs are fixed. So in the short run, we have some fixed inputs. So as we add more variable inputs, the proportion of variable inputs per unit of fixed inputs will change. Such as if we look at fertilizer. Whenever we talk about how much fertilizer we add, we often say so many pounds per acre. But if we're using 100 pounds per acre and we increase the amount of fertilizer, we might be using, say, 150 or 200 pounds per acre now. And whenever we're talking about this, we're using the amount of variable inputs per some unit of fixed input, such as fertilizer to land. And then this leads into the development of the production function. So the production function in a short run is a relationship between the amount of inputs and the amount of outputs, where inputs and outputs are measured in a per fixed unit factor. So what we're doing with the production function is we're going to say how many units of, say, fertilizer are we going to use versus how much of a yield are we going to get out. So we might say how many pounds of fertilizer per acre versus how many bushels of corn per acre. And we're looking at these variable inputs and we're seeing how much of a variable input and how much of a output are we getting. And we're putting on that per fixed input basis, such as fertilizer per acre, which is a fixed unit, and then we're doing that also on the other side where we're doing output per acre or yield per acre. So it always is measured on a per fixed unit basis. And what we've come to find out about this production function, it is a technical relationship. And this technical relationship is often driven by technology. So as technology improves, or let's say fertilizer improves, we wind up having a higher yield with less amount of fertilizer, or something of that nature. And that defines this production function relationship. Technology is defining the production function relationship. And what we'll come to find out over the next couple chapters is that the production function is basically the root of how we perform. And then how we perform, or how a business performs, is often dictated by technology. How efficient an enterprise is or a business is often dictated by management, but also technology. And we find that the production function winds up determining the majority of the economics when we deal on a microeconomics basis.